So, you've now spent the last few days following the high road south from Neverwinter and recently veered east along the tribal trail. You have encountered very little trouble so far, aside from, of course, your run-in with the cultists. But this territory is known to be quite dangerous, with bandits and outlaws being known to lurk along the tribal trail in particular. So you've been on this trail now at this point for about half of the day. And as you come around a bend, you spot in front of you 2 dead horses sprawled about 50 feet ahead of you and blocking the path. You can see from where you are that each of the horses have several black feathered arrows sticking out of them. And along either side of the trail are woods pressing quite close with a steep embankment and these dense thickets on either side. Is there anything you'd like to do?
Do you think it's more cultists?
Could be. Be ready.
I'll slow the horses.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of like lean over my shoulder and kind of incline my head for Saga and Johan to come closer. What do you want to do?
I'll go have a look. And then I climb down and go have a look at the corpses.
I walk along beside her, Kopi and I that we're not going to be ambushed, which it feels like.
Do you want to give me a perception check then?
I do.
Yes. Which one? Both of us?
Yes, if you are both looking out specifically for the potential ambush.
I'm having a look at the horses.
I am keeping an eye on the trees.
Okay, and what did you get there?
Almost nothing, as it turns out. 2 + 3 is 5. So I clearly need glasses.
Well, more to the point, you're feeling incredibly confident that you are not about to be the victims of an ambush.
What a lovely day it is.
I investigate our poor horses.
Okay. So you take a close look, and it looks to you as though these horses have been dead for some time. Possibly maybe a day. And the saddlebags of these horses have clearly been looted.
Okay.
With a empty leather map case, which has been just strewn aside nearby.
Bandits?
These are not fresh. They've been here at least a day. They've been looted. They were going somewhere.
Any
There's
signs
no
of
map
a fight?
left.
Are there any signs of a fight?
Does somebody want to give me an investigation check?
Yes. Come on.
Can Thoric hop down from the thing and just check if I can see Sergei's footprints coming this way?
17.
16.
Okay. Do you want to give me a survival check then, Thoric?
Well, blow me down. I'm doing very well on the old survivals today. That's a 23.
23, you say?
23.
Yes, you can still see Sergei's footsteps, and they are headed. They veer off as you're looking down the tribal trail, they veer off because you're facing east. They veer off, kind of heading north into the woods. But before you get to the horses, they're kind of actually veering off pretty much where you've just dismounted.
Right.
Looks like Sergei got into trouble.
Johan and Saga, there has clearly been some sign of fight of some kind. Obviously the horses have been killed by something, so the arrows coming out of the horses, but also you can see signs that some bodies have been dragged into the thickets, also heading north into the woods.
So there's something in the woods. Do we go have a look?
Aye. Particularly if Sergei's possibly got himself into a spot of bother. But what do we do about the cart?
We'll have to take it with us.
Would the path allow for that, Wayne?
No, you would have to leave it somewhere.
We can tie the horses to a tree.
Aye.
I hope.
Canopy it as best we can and hope that no one notices it.
I am worried that if we leave it unattended, it's just going to be easy pickings for any Tom, Dick, and Harry that come past.
And let us draw straws. Picks up 3 straws, holds them out. Whoever draws the short straw stays with the cart.
Okay.
Right.
Maiden,
Pick one out. Long.
dwarf.
Looks like it's one my stature.
Very well. We'll
Short
go
it is.
We'll go look for the halfling. You stay with the cart.
Absolutely.
Look after yourself.
I will do. And he just sort of like takes both their hands and says, "Be careful out there." And I'm going to cast Bless.
Oh, nice.
So
Grimace on Johan's face.
just like full eye contact, like holding his sleeve so he can't move. It's like, just let it happen. It's like slipping into a warm bath. Don't worry.
Yeah, of poo. Feel dirty.
I cast Bliss on up to 3 creatures. So those 2 and myself. So
You cast, oh, bless.
yeah, oh bless. So it only lasts for a minute, so it's completely dependent upon what they might be walking into. Who knows? But yeah, whenever a target makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add it to the attack or save. So
Yes.
if there's some sort of, I don't know, Thoric's imagining like pungy sticks and like like rope traps. For the next minute, you'll be fine. Right, go. And he hefts his shield, cocks his warhammer over his shoulder, winks at them, and heads back to the cart.
I feel warm and fuzzy. It is uncomfortable.
Awesome. Okay, so Thoric's gone off to look after the cart. What do you guys do next?
Follow the footprints.
Yeah. Come on, Hale.
Okay. So you head into the thickets a little bit, and there's a very clear footpath for you to follow, which there's definitely sign that these bodies have been dragged along. And you see Saga, and Johan, in fact, you see a brooch, a sort of amulet on the floor along this trail.
I draw my rapier and poke it tentatively.
You poke it.
Yeah, just to see if it doesn't do anything magic-y. Then
We'll pick it up.
I go to pick it up in a kind of like annoyed husband kind of way, like, fine, all right, I'll go pick it up. So, and I examine it in my hand and try to discern if there's anything important about it.
You certainly recognize this. It was the last time you saw it was around the neck of one Gundren Rockseeker.
Does
And
this mean?
as you are analyzing this brooch, you hear the ping of an arrow being flung at you, and I would like you to roll initiative, please.
Drums!
Dun, 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 dun.
Come on, D20.
Natural 20. It's a 22.
Oh, nice.
Oh, 21.
Nice. Okay. Bear with me.
We are ready.
Whilst I
Crack.
get this set up. So natural 20 for you, Saga.
Yeah,
and
so
21
22.
for you. Oh, 22, sorry.
Yeah.
And then 21 for Johan.
Mhm.
Okay. And... okay. Now, I am, however, going to class you both as surprised
Okay.
because you very much didn't see this coming in character. So, which means essentially you can't act or move on this first round, essentially. So, you hear this. Let me turn that down slightly. You hear the arrow fling at you, Johan, as the one holding the brooch. So, because you can't see where this arrow is firing from, it is going to be rolling with advantage. So, how is 14 against your AC, sir?
It's
It hits. Okay. And it does 3 points of piercing damage to you, sir.
okay. Shoulder.
Oh.
I just healed that.
The firing of the arrow at least allows you to pinpoint where this goblin creature that emerges from the trees was coming from,
Yeah.
which is to the left of the path that you're following.
This is a very kind of Life of Brian kind of. Who threw that? Who shot that? Who dared shoot that at me?
And you see this little goblin-like creature with a strong nose and pointed ears, very short in stature, running between some of the thickets that are at the side of the path that you're following, and then you see it dive into another little bush where it hides out of sight from you.
Got me. Again.
So, equally from the other side of the path, a arrow fires off at you, Saga. And much like the other one, because you can't see where it's coming from, it's going to roll with advantage. And that's going to be 14 against your AC.
Does not hit.
Does not hit. Okay, just bounces straight off your hide armor that you have. It's hide, isn't it?
I have got chainmail and
Chainmail. Oh, even better.
Yeah.
Even better.
Ka-ching.
Okay, which then brings us to... oh, no. You see, much like the previous goblin that Johan saw, this one heads in the opposite direction from his companion, runs between some of the bushes and dives into another, trying to keep it out of sight. Okay, that then brings us to the top of the round, in theory. So, Johan.
I had 22.
I was gonna say it's Saga first.
Oh, Saga first?
Yeah.
Oh, I put it in.
22.
I put it in completely the wrong way around. My apologies. I'm giving
Excuse
you. I'm
me?
giving you other people's initiatives. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. In which case, Saga.
Okay, can I see one of them now? Because one of them's in a bush, but can I see the other one?
Give me a perception check.
9.
I'm afraid not. No.
I can't see either of them.
Not on the one that just fired off at you, nor the other.
Back to back.
Ah! What can I do if I can't see them? Can I, at least I know the general direction.
You know the general
right?
direction, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to rush towards the one that went in the general direction of hiding in the bush. So I'm going to
Okay.
try and find it.
Okay, sure. So you're just gonna run
Yeah.
in his direction.
Yeah.
Are you going to take an action, or are you just moving in his direction at this point?
Well, if I see it, I then would want to
Sure.
use my greatsword.
Sure. Okay.
If I find him.
Okay. So you head in his direction. No sign of him as of just yet, I'm afraid.
Oh.
He's very much he's in the bushes somewhere,
Mm.
but you've
So
not,
I'm just there like,
you are literally just
Where
like,
the fuck
where
is
the
he?
fuck is he? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Okay. Johan.
I kind of look at her as if to say, "Where the hell are you going?" And then decide that my best course is for us to probably stay together. So I draw my rapier and run after her, whilst also trying not to clutch the arrow in my shoulder.
Okay, so you're running away from the guy that attacked you and headed in the direction of Saga
Yeah.
to stay close by. Okay. Anything else that you'd like to do?
Can I see the goblin that Saga was looking for?
Give me a perception check.
No.
What did you get?
6.
Oh no, you can't see him either.
oh my crap.
Or the other one that was attacking you, for that matter.
Just running around like idiots.
1, 2.
This ambush has gone very well for these creatures.
Ah!
What happens when you leave two humans together? Just
Is there anything that you'd like to do before I move on to their turn?
Okay. I will attempt to try and sort of hide in the thicket and wait for one of them to emerge, so I can then stealth him, shank him in the back, perhaps.
Sure. I mean, the other thing to consider is you know the general direction that they're in. You just don't necessarily know exactly where they are.
Then blindly rush into it is then.
Okay, sure. So you're gonna
Cowabunga it is.
run into the bush and just swing madly, are you?
I run
you
into
hit
the
something?
bush and this sounds really dumb to say out loud, but if I just look for a bush and then just stab it in the hope that there's something behind this bush, but I just raise my rapier and just go,
Okay, sure. I mean, okay, you run into the bush then. You only have to go sort of 10 feet or so before you're kind of into the bushes, and then you just stab at one of the bushes hoping that the goblin's going to be there. So can you attack with disadvantage, please?
right. So
You're going to use the bless for the 1d4 extra.
Oh, yes.
good
Very
shout.
Use
Okay.
that bless.
14 plus 5 is 21.
Oh, nice. Okay, so you stab into this bush, and miraculously, with some divine intervention, you suspect, the power of Thoric and his god contaminating your fighting prowess with its magicness, guides your blade to land and pierce the armor of one of these creatures. So let's roll for damage.
Okay, so that's 1d8 plus 3, which is 8.
Oh! Not only do you pierce the armor of this creature, but you stab it straight through the chest. Nice.
So, like, you kind of just go, like, weirdly just kind of stabs, but then you're surprised that there's something on the other
Something
end.
on the end. Yeah. Absolutely. Completely.
It kind of lifts up. And there's, like, a goblin, I'm guessing,
Yeah.
like a goblin kebab. And just kind of,
Limbs dangling.
yeah, just kind of arcs the blade down and he just slowly falls off. Looks at his blade like, I wasn't expecting that.
Okay, so that then brings us to the other goblin who attacked you originally, Johan, who is now on the other side of the trail. He's probably about 25, 30 feet from where you are now. And you see a arrow fly through the air once again, hurtling towards you. Again, because you don't know where this is, it's rolling with advantage, which is still not actually that great. That's going to be 10 against your AC.
Ooh, so it's like a kind of
Yeah, it kind of misses you and just impales the goblin that's sliding off the end of your sword.
brilliant. So he's kind of like,
Yeah. And you turn around and you see this goblin creature just leg it from some of the bushes, heading back down the trail further away from you, trying to get as far as it can, and then it leaps into a bush again, trying to hide.
I try and keep an eye on it. Can we discover if there's only 2 goblins? Do we know how many goblins there are, or we're still?
You have no idea at this point.
I'm going to stay here for now then, and a little bit close to Saga, whilst also like staying vigilant.
Okay, Saga, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna try and find a goblin to attack.
So the last time
Find me a goblin.
The last time you saw a goblin moving, which was the one that just leapt into a bush,
Yeah, and has
it
been
disappeared
impaled.
into the bushes about 40 feet away from you
Okay, so I'm gonna go
at this point.
40 feet.
So you're going to dash rather than just move? That would take an action.
What's my movement? 30
It'd be
feet.
30, yeah.
I don't want to dash. Should I dash? That's an action and then I can't attack. I'm just gonna go 30 feet
Okay, sure.
and be ready to attack.
Okay, cool. Do you want to do anything else at this point?
just try and find a flipping goblin.
Okay. Do you want to roll
Show
a
me
perception
one.
check then?
Yes. It's like slashing bushes at random.
Hey, what?
It worked for me.
Yeah, I know. That would be a 15.
I'm afraid you can't see the thing.
Come on.
It's very well hidden.
Damn it.
Goblins are nasty creatures.
Hmm.
They like to hide and sneak and ambush.
Perhaps you could try and draw them out.
Well, you are up next, Johan.
I make a perception check to see if I can see them.
Sure.
And on the result of this, we'll decide what to do next. Ooh. 21.
Yes.
So, about 10 feet in front of Saga, in one of the bushes, you can indeed see just the arm sticking out from behind one of the bushes, an arm of a goblin.
I point and I go, Maiden, over there.
You have movement and an action still to take.
I literally point as it to say you. So if I can see a dagger. Sorry, if a bit of a Freudian slip there. Just thinking about what I'm gonna do. If I see an arm,
Yeah.
can I run towards it? Is it still count as an attack if I throw my dagger, or can I throw my dagger and then also attack with my rapier?
Well, it's 40 feet away from you, much like it was with Saga. So you can move 30 feet, or you can take an action to move the full 40, but that would mean then you wouldn't be able to attack unless you have a bonus action attack.
Right, okay then. I run 20 and then attempt to throw my dagger at the bush. Or, yeah, why not? Can I throw both daggers?
Do you have an ability that would allow you to throw both?
No, but hope springs eternal.
Then let's assume you can throw one at this point.
Fair enough. Then I do my precision thing, I get my dagger out from my belt, sort of do a thingy as I'm running, and then I hope to whatever lies above and throw it at the bush where the exposed arm is coming from.
Sure. Roll to attack then, please.
I'll do. Ooh. That would be 12.
So you hurl this, you run in the direction of this goblin, and you fling your dagger at this, looking to get this arm, but you slightly misjudge it, and the dagger just goes into the bush and just kind of gets stuck in amongst all of the branches of this bush.
Well, I just carry on running and draw my rapier and jump, hoping to get enough momentum to do another lucky stab.
Sure. I mean, yeah, sure.
Yeah, without actually doing it.
So finish that movement to move you a further 10 feet. You only need 20. Okay, cool. So you kind of run in front of Saga, almost barging her out the way.
You may be able to hear a faint Leroy Jenkins.
So that brings us then to this goblin who he almost in desperation, I think, in panic from seeing that dagger get stuck in the bush, pops his head up, fires his arrow off at you, Johan. You're very, very close at this point, about 10 feet away from the creature. Just tries to get you square in the face. So that is going to be... Oh, it's with advantage, isn't it? Oh, no, you can see him. Sorry, it's not with advantage. Sorry. My apologies. So it's 10 against your AC then. No, didn't think so. And it fires this arrow off at you. panics. You see the look of panic on its face when it just goes straight over your shoulder. And then you just see it kind of run away from the path, almost into the denseness of the woods behind. And you see it run for some trees, and then it tries to hide behind the trunk of a tree.
I'm just gonna like, come here, you little come here. Come.
And that tree is about 35 feet away from you.
I can see it, and I keep it. I have a look back at Saga to see if she's all right.
Well, the goblin itself is out of sight behind this tree trunk, which means technically speaking, it can try to hide because you can't see it. Yeah, mechanically speaking, as far as the rules of the game go. Yeah.
Okay.
So that then leads us to Saga. So you see Johan kind of barge in front of you, drawing his rapier out. You see this goblin leap up, fire this arrow at Johan's face and miss, and then just leg it and hide behind a tree.
Oh, she's very annoyed and she goes, I had him! And so he's like 40 feet away now, isn't he?
From you specifically, I think he's like 45.
45.
Oh no, 40. It's exactly 40.
Yeah. I'm going to take my crossbow out and try and shoot in the direction that he ran to.
Okay. You'd be. I mean, he'll have cover with this tree, which is going to increase his AC.
Fucking worth it. Otherwise, I'm running for another.
Sure.
I want to attack something.
Okay, go for it then.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna roll hit to hit, and then I'll use bless as well.
Oh yes, because you've not used your bless yet, have you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Did it roll?
Yeah.
I got the roll to hit. I haven't had the bless, which is a D.
Okay,
is
D4.
that a
Well,
fixed
I'll just
figure?
roll
Oh, it's
it
D4.
normally. Well,
Sure.
it's 1 + 1.
Ah, okay.
Did that hit?
Just hit into the tree, I'm afraid. Yeah, the tree took the brunt of that. Sorry.
He growls and then starts stomping towards
Okay.
that direction. I'll
Getting
move
as close
30
as
feet
possible.
towards that.
Sure. So you're like right at the edge of where the thickets turn into trees.
Yeah.
There's about 5 feet between you and the start of the trees, and then about further 5 feet, and you get to the tree that he's hidden behind. Okay, Johan then. So Saga yells at you in frustration and fires off from her crossbow at the tree. Just hits an arrow, embeds it into the tree, and then you just see her leg it into the trees. You are about 40 feet away from this tree as well. 35, I said, wasn't it? 35 feet away from this tree that this goblin's hidden behind. So what would you like to do?
I'm thinking about potentially drawing him out. If he's just going to keep firing and running away, then maybe we could change tactics and try a little bit of persuasion. Perhaps you could pretend to surrender.
Me?
Well, it would be more believable coming from me. I could be like, oh, the pain.
Well, you're the one that you could pretend to be dying.
Yeah, I suppose I could do that. Okay.
Yeah, you're the one who's been hit.
Yeah, I'm going to roll performance check, please.
Okay.
And attempt to, like, do a quite sort of Premier League football kind of. Oh, wow. Yeah.
All right, go for it. See what you come up with.
Here we go. This is good. Two.
You see,
The worst thing we've ever seen.
you let out your
Ow!
you let out your cry of pain. You see the goblin kind of poke its head out to watch, and you see the goblin even give you a look of just like, "Ugh," and then it just hides back behind the tree.
It hurts. I look back at Saga and go, worth a try.
I don't suppose there's anything else you might like to do. I'm gonna say that performance was your action, but I think you could certainly move closer.
Then I go, oh sod it, and just abandon the charade and like run full pelt at him. With renewed, come here, you little.
Are you gonna overtake Saga again, or are you
Yes.
just gonna? It's turning into somewhat of a competition between the two of you.
Yeah.
On your left.
Okay, so that then leaves us with the goblin for this round, who pokes out his head behind the tree, sees a now no longer as wounded Johan, pegging it towards the tree. So once again, in blind panic, it fires off this arrow at you. And that's going to be 15 against your AC. Okay, and that's going to be 6 piercing damage for you, sir.
Oh,
That was a big hit.
that's both shoulders.
Like a bloody pincushion now.
Yeah, like Ace Ventura when he gets hit by those 2 spears, and it's like,
Yeah.
ah, 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 ah.
And
Really hurt. Not acting anymore.
and then, in true goblin fashion, you see it leg further into the woods, and tries once again to hide behind a tree. Now the trees are getting really thick as it runs in, so you're quickly starting to lose sight of it.
I can't keep this up forever.
It should be noted, I don't think you've actually managed to land a hit on this thing yet.
I like take a pause and like gesture Saga to like come stand in front of me or something.
Oh, is that a help? Is that help?
Don't let it go to your head.
Okay. So I go towards him.
Sure.
I put a hand on one of his shoulders, and then I snap off the end of the arrow. Or one of
Okay.
them.
Yeah.
Stay still.
That does not help.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to do? Saga, you are about 35 feet away from where it was, or the tree that it's hidden behind.
Yeah.
So it's still slightly out of your reach.
Okay. Sorry, my headphones stopped working. I'm gonna snap off the other end of the other arrow as well, so you look less like a pincushion. Pull them out, you.
Johan will
How
remember
badly
this.
hurt are you? How badly hurt are you?
I am on 4 HP.
Okay.
Alright, here's the plan. I'm gonna hide. You, I don't know. Perhaps you could taunt it and get it to come out of hiding. Challenge it to one single combat.
While he's doing that, I'm just gonna like hide him behind a tree.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
gonna
Stay there. I'll tend to your wounds later.
stealthily as possible. I'm gonna hide behind a tree.
Okay. Do you want to give me a stealth check?
Yes, because I actually have some kind of proficiency in this. 12. No, 11.
Okay. Remember that figure.
11.
I will probably ask you for it later. Okay, so Saga. So you've kind of put him aside. I'll let you have that as a bonus action if you want to act and move.
Nice. How far is still out of reach? Right?
The tree that it's behind is 35 feet away at this point, just out of your running range.
I'm
Or
gonna
at least your
dash.
movement range. Okay, straight up to the tree.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you're dashing, you've kind of probably got time to actually outmaneuver and get around the other side of the tree, so that it can't hide behind it, if that makes sense. If you'd like to do that.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you kind of do a bit of an arc, and you come around, and it's kind of looking at you. The tree that it was hiding behind, now at its back, and it stares at you in panic. And now at least you're fully engaged with it,
Yes.
which is good. So, Johan, then, you are currently hiding behind the tree. Is there anything else you'd like to do, perhaps? Or are you just going to stay here for now?
I'm thinking of something roguish and athletic to do.
While you're
Right.
dying,
Yeah.
are you just
Okay.
hide
I
and
wouldn't
don't
quite go
die
so
on me?
far as dying, but certainly heavily wounded.
How about you
Okay, well,
just
I'm
wait?
What I'm going to do is try and maneuver to another tree and hope that the goblin walks towards Saga and try and get behind him and shank him.
How close do you want to get to try and get to this goblin, or do you want to keep your distance at this point?
I'm going to wait for now. Maybe on my next turn, if there's an element of combat, I'm going to remain in cover for now and catch
Okay.
my breath. Be like,
Sure. Okay. So this goblin that you are now confronted with, Saga, face-to-face combat with, you see it panic. It doesn't like being in this close quarters with somebody, certainly not brandishing a big sword at it. So you see it panic for a moment, and then you see it carefully and strategically disengage from you, which it gets to do as a bonus action because of its nimble escape feature. And it is going to, much like you, dash straight past you into the depths of the wood. However, at this point, it moves so far that it moves back out of the woods and heads back towards the trail that you were following. So it's kind of done an arc, heading back towards the trail, but much further down, past the point where the ambush started, and it's headed now back for that trail. But it is really dashed, and it is now 45 feet away from you. It's managed to actually open the gap rather than...
Slippery mother. But I get the sense it's still going to attack us. It hasn't run away.
No. Well, it's running away for sure. At this point, it's only clear whether or not it's just trying to keep that gap between you, or whether or not it is just trying to flee the scene entirely. It's not quite clear at this point.
Well, I'm gonna keep an eye on it. See if it's. I'm gonna try and see if it's keeping running away or if it's still gonna attack.
Sure.
But I'm gonna move back towards Johan.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna move back towards him.
Okay.
Because I can't have him dying on me in the woods.
Okay, so you head back to Johan then.
Yeah.
He's just within reach of you. Is there anything that you'd like to do when you get there?
Well, if we're hidden behind a tree, I'm gonna over my shoulder trying to keep an eye on this goblin, but I'm gonna try and see if I can tend to any of his wounds.
That would be nice.
Okay, have you got anything?
Other than my knowledge of survival, is there like could I make like a makeshift tourniquet or something? Or just improvising?
I mean, medicine check wise, mechanically speaking, it's only really used for stabilizing somebody.
Okay, yeah.
I don't think you've really got any, unless you have like a healer's kit or anything in your.
No, I don't.
Yeah, so really, all that skill will allow you to do is stabilize somebody who's dying, which he's not mechanically speaking in that state.
Give it a minute.
He's just heavily wounded rather than dying.
I wave her off and be like, I'm fine. Ugh.
Okay,
Right.
well, it's run off that way. Don't know if it's running off or if it's still going to attack us.
We should follow it.
You should stay here.
I could take to the trees and get a higher point of vantage while you stay on the ground and follow him on foot.
Can you climb in your state?
Guess we'll see. I roll an athletics check. Do I need an athletics check to climb a tree?
Yeah, you'd need, definitely to climb a tree.
I can try and like shove him up.
Give me a boost.
Okay, you can go with advantage
Yeah.
then if she's giving you a hoist up. I'll let you have that.
I like go to climb and then look at her and go, don't suppose.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, that'll be a 22.
There we go.
Okay. So you managed to climb up this tree with the help of Saga. You've got quite a good vantage point of the trail from where you are, and you can see the goblin along the trail, headed in the direction that you were originally headed on when you got on the path. I'm going to take that as your action, though, climbing the tree.
Fair enough.
Rather than just movement, because it's going to take a lot of effort on your part. Which then brings us to the goblin, which you do see, rather than carrying it on along the trail, it once again finds a bush and hides in it. It can't. You get the idea. It can't really tell where either of you have gone at this point.
Okay, we can use this to our advantage. I silently point out where the goblin is.
Yeah.
To Saga in a series of complicated hand signals.
Of course. At this point from where you are, Saga, that is a good 65 feet away from you.
Okay.
So it's going to take quite a lot of... even a dash wouldn't be enough to get you there in one go.
Whose turn is it?
It is actually yours.
Well, I'm
My
going to try
apologies.
and use my crossbow then.
Okay.
That has an 80-foot range.
Nice.
Ooh, cool.
Okay. As you know exactly where it is because of Johann's high ground, I won't give you disadvantage on that. But it does have cover, so it is going to be harder to hit in terms of an AC perspective. It's got 2/3 cover.
There we go.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that will do it. Let's roll for damage. Okay, so you fire off this crossbow bolt very much in the direction that that Johann pointed out to you. It fires across down the trail, and you see it just get it straight in the shoulder, almost like an act of revenge for Johann. Not enough to take it down, but it is heavily wounded from that hit for sure. Anything else you'd like to do? You still have movement or bonus action.
I'm gonna use my 30 feet to get closer.
Sure. Okay.
I go to look at Saga and offer a respectful nod, but she can't see me because she's busy.
Johann, then you are currently in a tree.
Okay, I want to Assassin's Creed this mother, and leap from tree to tree, and
gonna fall out of a tree, aren't you?
And Ezio Auditore him in the face.
I mean, he's very far away from you.
How many trees would I have to jump?
Well, he is 70 feet away from you, so that's many trees.
Many trees. Okay, I will climb. I will jump my maximum amount of trees. I will.
Well, from a mechanical perspective, you're going to have to make several athletics and/or acrobatics checks to leap from tree to tree.
Okay, I'm going to make
with a risk of falling out of the tree
and hurting yourself. Will you just stay alive for me?
I'm just warning you now.
Yeah.
I'm by all means do it.
Stay put?
But I just want to make you aware of the risk.
Okay, new plan. I deftly remove myself from the tree, having regained some of my. So I kind of, if I'm sitting on a branch, I kind of slide downwards and then use a branch to kind of like give myself a little bit of momentum in order to run forward.
Okay.
To this,
sure.
Ahead of Saga, whilst also kind of not making myself too visible.
I'd like you to give me an acrobatics check for descending the tree.
Can do. That would be a 12.
Ooh. I was getting really concerned there.
I was trying to think if that was a 6 or a 9, but it's a 9.
So you hoist yourself out the tree, and as you say, you use one of the branches just to kind of guide your path down and give you a little bit of momentum to push you along. And presumably you're headed in the direction of this goblin then, yeah?
Damn right.
Okay, cool. So you're just behind Saga at this point then.
Good.
You're pretty much neck and neck. This goblin then sees you coming into view, and it pops up, much as it has done in the past, and fires off a arrow at you, Saga. I think you are the biggest threat at this point. And that's going to be 17 against your AC.
Just hits.
Just hits. Okay, and that's going to be 6 piercing damage for you. Ouch.
Okay.
It kind of just gets in between one of those chains. Okay, and then now that it has given it away its position, and it knows it's given away its position, it legs it across the trail to the other side of the trail, leaps into a couple of bushes, and hides.
I'm real tired of this goblin.
Then, nasty buggers. It's pretty wounded though now. One hit should probably do it at this point. Saga.
Now I'm like, I thought I told you to stay put.
I go over to break the arrow off. With a wry smile.
I wonder who taught you that. And then I
Picked it up.
try and crossbow our goblin.
Okay. At this point, can you give me a perception check?
Yes. Oh my god, that's an actual one.
Oh no. Yeah, you're not sure exactly where this goblin is. You can fire off with disadvantage if you like.
Yeah, I'll fire off at disadvantage.
You're just firing off in the general direction.
Yeah. Will this thing just die? Will this thing just die?
Oh,
You fire off your crossbow bolt almost in frustration,
Mhm.
barely even aiming at this point,
Yeah.
just because you just want to hit it.
Well,
Um,
yeah.
And unfortunately, you hit nothing but bushes. Oh! Johan. Oh, unless you want to move. Sorry, Saga.
Yeah, I'll move my 30 feet.
Sure.
oh this is
Okay.
awful.
Goblins, man.
You
Sneaky
said in the
buggers.
previous session that when you're at level 1, you're already like some of the most powerful
Yeah.
beings in the world.
Are we? Are we
No.
though?
Don't feel like it right now.
Yeah. This is what happens when you leave humans alone. We just suck.
Johan.
Two humans in a
You
wood.
see Saga frustratingly fire off this crossbow bolt, and then you just see her run towards this bush.
I keep pace with her, whilst also keeping behind her,
Okay.
trying to think of a plan.
Do you want to see whether you can see this goblin?
Yes, please.
Go for it. Give her a perception check.
Ooh, that's good. That will
Yes,
be a
find it.
20.
Oh, yes. Okay, you can see it. It's got cover, so obviously it's protected armor class wise, but you know exactly where it is, so you don't have to fire off with disadvantage, which is good.
There!
You have an action if you do want to attack.
Is he? How far away is he?
At this point, he is 20 feet away from you.
I have one dagger left
Okay.
that I can throw. $17!
Okay. You throw this dagger
Come on.
towards the bushes, and unfortunately, it just gets tangled in the branches of the
Oh
bush.
my god!
It's got 2/3 cover, so it's got an extra 5 AC on what it normally would
This
do.
is ridiculous.
Ugh. This is not a good day.
If only Thoric were here.
Yeah.
So, with renewed vigor,
Well, I think that's your turn done, right? You've
Yeah.
moved, yeah.
Yeah, it's turned on.
So it actually is the goblin's turn. It pops its head up, much as it has done in the past, because the strategy seems to be working for it. Fires off its arrow at you. This time at Johan, because it almost got
fucking
hit by
die.
Johan then.
Please.
But it almost, as it pulls back on its arrow, it's the sleeve of its armor just gets caught on the branch and it fires this arrow off into the sky. And then it runs from the bush and it heads back down the direction you were originally coming from, and tries to hide behind a tree. Saga, you're up.
Can I see it?
Let's roll a perception, please.
Oh, I better fucking see this thing.
This is where perception is such a useful. Oh no! Oh no!
oh,
Oh, it's a 2.
Oh no! I'm afraid you can't see this goblin then. Man,
okay.
should have
I
gone
have
to
an idea.
Specsavers, Saga.
You wouldn't know that I spent years in the wilderness, would you?
We all have bad days.
Yes.
So what would you like to do? You know at least the general direction that it's ran in.
How far is he?
At this point, he is 30 feet away from you. So he is within range. If you wanted to flail aimlessly. That's
Well,
it, I suppose.
Surely I can run 30 feet and at least try a swipe with
Yeah.
my sword.
Yeah, you'd
do
be
that.
at a disadvantage with it, but
Yeah, that's worth a try.
yeah. Okay. So you run in its general direction, and you swipe at this, the tree you think it's hidden behind.
Mm-hmm.
See if you can get it with a
Is it just a straight roll?
with disadvantage.
It's disadvantage.
Yeah,
Okay.
because
Two out of
you can't actually see it, so you know
I'm
roughly
using
where it
real
is,
dice.
but nothing specific.
Okay. With disadvantage, that's a 17.
Okay. Yes. Good. That hits because it's only got half cover. That's
Okay.
going to hit.
Yes.
So you may very well take this out.
Yeah.
a good
Okay.
enough
I'm gonna
Wait.
roll.
Do we want to kill him?
Yes.
Okay.
I just go.
So you try and do this run by swipe at this goblin,
Yeah.
and you strike true, and just manage to get it straight across the middle of its chest, and it drops to the floor.
I run up, like, sort of, just like, you know, when you finish a run, you're like,
Yeah.
well, we could have asked it something.
I just glare at Johan.
Let's just agree not to tell the dwarf or the halfling about what happened here.